Hello and welcome to Pit Stop Procrastination, the pit stop for your thoughts when you just want to debrief the race. You are joined by Remii and Zoe. Hello, Zoe.
Hi, Remii. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Yup. No, I'm kidding.
Not again. She's great, guys.
That will haunt me forever. No, I'm good. Thank you.
Great to hear.
This week we're in Shanghai for round 2. What a thrilling weekend. Mercedes came out swinging again. George Russell took the sprint win, and then Kimi Antonelli followed it up with a historic pole and then went on to win the race. The youngest pole sitter in Formula One history.
Yes, Kimi.
Woo!
Ferrari were right in the fight too, with Leclerc and Hamilton both showing strong pace, and Lewis bagged his first podium with Ferrari. Yes. McLaren and Red Bull, however, had a weekend to forget.
Isn't it crazy? Okay, I'm not going to put the cart before the horse, but we're going to break it all down front to back. There's just a lot to unpack here.
So, Zoe, what just happened?
Okay, before we get into it, I want to talk about how we watched, and I want to talk about your story that you forgot last week.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God, so much to cover, guys.
Yeah.
Well, I watched in a really interesting way this week because I was away camping in Mildura by the Murray River, water skiing.
Nice.
Can't water ski to save my life.
Yes, you can.
Yeah, Zoe believes in me. But
I believe in you.
I couldn't get up on the wakeboard, but that's okay. It was really good fun. So we had the little pull-out TV. I should insert a photo if I took one from the Brody's parents' caravan.
Yep.
So we had that. We all had our camp chairs around and watched. I actually watched a lot in the car, like listened.
Yep.
Because Brody was driving, and then watched on my little TV, and then watched the race from home.
Beautiful.
Had my Thai takeaway for dinner. Unbelievable. How did you watch, Zoe?
Beautiful. I just watched from home, but
lovely.
I watched every second of the broadcast this weekend, which is a badge of honor for me.
She's back.
She's back. So yeah, just at home, but it was actually quite nice getting to watch it after being at the race last weekend, like hearing all the extra commentary and things like that. So
I know,
I really
it's
liked it.
so much better. Like,
yeah, it is.
There's a part of me that's like, I want to go to every race every weekend, but then you're at home, you're like, nah, you know what? This is
so
good.
much better at home.
Yeah, because you can really just take it all in, which is nice.
100%. So what happened to you, Remdol?
Guys, I can't believe I forgot to tell you a story last week. It's so funny and also anticlimactic, but it's so funny.
Nah, it's very climactic, I think.
So, my God, what night was it? It was like Monday or Tuesday. It would have been like Wednesday last week, right? This matters. So I had been working at the Quad Lock pop-up all day.
Yep.
And it was like probably 8 p.m. at this point, and we're like, all right, we're logging off.
Yeah.
So my friend Nat and I were like, let's go check out the pit stop, like shop in the city, because we were already in the city. So walked over there, had a little shop, blah, 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 come back, and we're like waiting on the corner near the pop-up. So our back is to the pop-up and we are to the street.
Yes.
And I get this text message.
More important,
right?
Yeah.
I get this text from my friend George, and he's like, don't check Slack.
Anyway, sorry, keep going.
Not to be confused with George Russell.
Yeah.
My friend George texts me and he says, don't check Slack. And then he goes, check Slack. And I open up Slack, and he's put in like the funny chat channel a selfie with himself and George Russell, and a selfie with himself and Alex Albon, all while it was happening right behind us.
He should have yelled at you to turn around.
He should have. I forgot one important part of the story, which is the part that involves me. Earlier in the evening, it would have been like 6 or 7 p.m. We were standing out the front of the pop-up, and this like blacked out Mercedes van thing pulls up. And my friend George was like to me, oh, I think that's George Russell. And I went, what? And I flicked my head over and somehow like whacked out my phone and just took like a quick photo. And I have this really cool like paparazzi shot of George Russell like going into the restaurant. We were like, oh my God, that was so fun. And then the other thing happened after that.
So basically you hung out with George Russell.
Yeah, basically.
Which is crazy.
I didn't get to see Alex Albon with my own eyes. Also, George told me that Isaac was also there with his girlfriend like later in the evening, but he didn't ask him for a photo because it kind of all just happens like in a whirlwind while he was like waiting for his
Your friend
Uber.
George, not
my
George
friend
Russell.
George. Sorry, guys.
Yeah,
anyway, I can't believe I forgot to say that I kind of saw George Russell. I mean, I did see him.
You did.
I did get a photo.
Yeah.
So I wish that we had have been like hanging around the pop-up for longer.
Yeah.
But it was really funny because everyone's like, oh my God, post the photo, post the photo. And I was like, guys, I'm not going to post a photo until he's gone home because we don't want anyone coming to find George Russell in the city. Yeah. And everyone was like, you're such a good person. And I was like, I have all my 10 followers, you know.
Yeah. Well, no.
Anyway, it was really crazy, and I can't believe I forgot to tell everyone that last week.
Well, there you go.
That was a really chaotic way to tell a story, but it was huge.
The Oz GP keeps on giving.
Keeps on giving. So anyway.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's get into it then. I think the best thing to do is to maybe start at the sprint because we have so much to work through.
Yeah.
I don't even know if it's worth. We're not going to cover practice.
I don't think so. Sorry, guys.
Sprint quali was interesting. Like, obviously, we started to see kind of how the weekend was going to unfold, but nothing that happened in sprint quali. Like, it was just an early indication of what was to come. So I think we'll just jump straight into the sprint, and everything that kind of happened in sprint quali happened in normal quali too. So we can just circle back at the same time.
That's actually so true.
Yeah. So the sprint.
Okay. So, oh my God, I don't even know where to begin.
Yeah.
So I was really interested to watch the sprint because obviously it's like essentially the second race that we're like finally seeing these cars like get out and about.
Yep.
And, you know, I wasn't very impressed with Australia. It's kind of like, yes, it was a bit exciting, but, you know, I was not really feeling my best. And the sprint was like pretty chaotic.
Yeah.
It was kind of really fun to watch.
Yes. I still agree with my standpoint
Yes.
from last week that I think it's all artificial and I don't think that it's like true racing.
Yep.
But I do think it is fun to watch them go back and forth.
Yes. And I do agree with you. And I know we're going to get into it more later. So I'll reserve what else I'm going to say.
Yeah.
But it was a little bit of fun.
Yeah.
A little bit of fun.
I agree. I think the biggest thing we were texting back and forth about was that Lewis has the fire back in him.
Yep.
He
so
definitely
does.
fighting. We had some really good battles between Lewis and George.
Yep. It was so good to see them.
Yeah.
Like really like trying to go for it. And I was like, Lewis is back. That's all I kept texting. Lewis is back. Lewis is back.
Yeah, which was beautiful.
Really good.
Other things to mention, like Kimi had a horrible start and went from P2 to P7.
Yep.
And then he hit Isaac and locked up.
Yep.
And so he got a 10-second time penalty for that.
Yep.
Max also went from P8 to P16, which is just crazy. Like the fact that these cars, again, it's got nothing to do with racecraft. It's all just down to like whether the car is giving you what you want.
Yep. And McLaren were just really nowhere.
They were nowhere.
I didn't even think about them. So that was a little bit disappointing. They're really just not having a good 26, which, really, really sucks to see.
Yeah. Yeah, so I just thought it was a really fun race between the battles between George and Lewis, and then like George kind of took off and then Lewis and Charles was fighting and Charles got quite upset actually about that, which was kind of funny because I thought that Charles was more in the wrong than Lewis was in any of the battle.
Oh, I didn't see that. That's interesting.
But he said he was just kind of mad, but then I did pull a quote from an interview. And someone was like, have you two spoken since? Will you speak ahead of the race tomorrow in terms of how you deal with it on track? And he goes, no, we didn't speak, but it will be fine. So I thought that was good.
Yeah. Oh, that is good.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
I guess moving on to quali then.
Yes. I was texting Zoe and the only note I took for Q1 was Williams suck.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm so pissed off about Williams because all year last year, they're like 2026, we're preparing the car, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh my God, Carlos Sainz, WDC 2026, like Williams is going to be one to watch, blah, blah, blah. And now I look like a fool. They made me look like a fool.
Is it time to address the elephant in the room that we both look like fools because we did our end of year, like last year predictions before we knew anything about the cars.
Yeah.
You said Carlos Sainz.
Yeah.
I said Fernando Alonso.
No, horrific.
What the fuck?
Not good.
Yeah.
It's really like paining me like to see Williams in this state because I was really on the wagon last year.
Yeah.
And I was really excited for this year. And I know Carlos is such a good driver.
Yeah.
But god damn, that car sucks.
Would ever in your wildest dreams, did you think that they would be worse, like miles worse than Alpine? Like what's up with that?
Alpine is something else to speak about as well.
Yeah.
And I don't know if we're speaking about it later, but like they're quite good.
Yeah.
They're quite good.
Yeah.
Double points.
Yeah.
Like they're qualifying kind of well. Like it's very impressive.
It is.
Outperforming the Red Bull. Yeah.
Like who would have thought?
No.
We will touch on that later.
Yeah.
But Carlos did say, patience, it's really frustrating, but I'm trying to keep that frustration at bay, at least for this quarter of the season, because otherwise this is just going to become a really long year for me.
Oh, sad.
So sad. So in terms of the top 10, Just to quickly read it out, I'll start from 10 and work my way up because obviously we've got to talk about who became pole sitter.
Yes.
So Ollie Behrman in P10, Isaac Hadjar P9, Max Verstappen P8. Crazy. Pierre Gasly, and this is what we're saying, Pierre Gasly.
Unbelievable.
Qualified on top of Max, like that's crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Lando P6, Oscar P5, Charles P4, Lewis P3, George P2. And who was P1?
Kimi Antonelli.
Your
my God, my
darling.
darling Kimi. Oh my God, that was really, really cool to see. And I was like, please, George, don't take it away from him. I was like,
And he couldn't.
Which
Yeah.
that's a whole other thing as well, before we get more to Kimi, is that George's car like had issues. And I was like, oh my God, he's not going to get out for a lap. Like this is huge. Like it's the end of the whole Mercedes like dominance.
Yeah.
And then they just turned it on and off again, and
so they had to turn it off and on 3 times, do a software restart, and then it worked.
That's actually ridiculous.
What the fuck?
Have you tried turning it on and off again?
Yeah.
Is literally what that's giving.
Genuinely.
So I was getting really nervous when George was coming out. I knew that, it wasn't that likely because he's has no time. But I was really, really, really happy for Kimi because that's very special. And he's beaten the record by a little bit, really. So he was 19 years and 202 days.
Yep.
And then we had Sebastian Vettel, who was 21 and 73 days.
Yeah.
So that's a good jump. Like I think it's going to take a while for someone to beat that.
100%.
Yeah. Oh, and everyone out for that like one final lap as well. Like that was really, really like wild to see. I really enjoyed that. So I think that kind of was one of my favorite like Q3 sessions. I don't know why. It really resonated well with me.
There was just like a lot happening, and I think because it doesn't follow, we don't have that pattern yet of knowing where everyone's going to sit. Like having Pierre be in P7 above Max is like a really big deal.
Yep.
Having a Haas in there and Ollie, like and just like not really knowing the Kimi George thing, like what was going to happen there.
Yeah.
We did start talking about this though yesterday, and I was like, I really want to have a good conversation with you about this on the pod because I just don't have that feeling towards Kimi that I know you do. Yeah. And I'm like trying to unpack in myself why that is because I don't not like him. I just don't feel passionate about him. And I think I've worked it out. It's just that I feel like the entire, I guess, not internet, but just like the consensus around him is that we're like babying him a lot. Like, oh, Kimi, like it's okay. We're nurturing him. You know, he's so young. Like he'll get there. He can do no wrong kind of thing.
Yeah.
We kind of saw that come out between him and Isaac Hadjar. So Kimi obviously had a shocking start in the sprint, locked up. He basically crashed into Isaac Hadjar and ruined his race.
Yeah.
Kimi then gets out of the car at the end of the race and tries to walk up to Isaac and have a conversation with him, and Isaac shoos him away and goes, leave me alone.
Yeah.
Rude.
Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah.
But you've just ruined his race. You need to give him some space. And everyone was like, I can't believe he did that to Kimi. Like, that's so unfair. Like, all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, hold on a second. Kimi is the person in the wrong.
Yep.
You know, like, we're just automatically, he can do no wrong. You know, everything is like, he's just learning, or, you know, the narrative is just so quickly turned. And I do think he is a protege, and I think he's a once in a generation talent. I do believe that.
100%.
I don't believe we've seen that yet from him. And I think that everyone is just giving him too much. It's like, nurture him for sure, but like just like he's allowed to make mistakes, and it just feels like everyone's immediately on the defensive of him. And so I think it loses its shine when he gets something like pole for me, because I'm like, well,
I wonder whether everyone is just kind of going the other way, because we have seen so much of like not nurturing talent and pushing people along. Yeah. And maybe because he is this like really special driver that people can see something in him, they were trying to really overprotect him, and maybe that's like why it's coming across that way. Because I like totally see where you're coming from, but I guess I just like look past all of it, because I'm like, he is going to be something one day, so we need to do whatever we can to like build him up and keep him. But I do know what you mean, because you know, he is as young as some of the other drivers, you know. So it's like as if to say there's nothing special about him, but like there is. Like, I don't know how to say it to you. You know what I mean?
I know, but this is where it's interesting, right? Because I'm like, how do you know he's going to be something someday?
I just know.
But what is behind that? Do you know? Like,
It's because he has been so consistent in his career already. And like, I know he's had a very, very small career and he's skipped a lot of steps to like get to where he is. But I think for him to be competing with everyone else, given his experience, is unbelievable.
True. That's a good point.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
But does that mean, therefore, then that he should be given more leeway because he's had less experience?
Maybe it's, this is fun to unpack, isn't it?
Yeah.
Maybe everybody just needs to be treated in a different way, and this is the way that they have found that works with Kimi, and they need to treat him this way to keep him on the right track.
But like even the general public, so it's like Arvid Lindblad, he's younger, and he's not getting the same treatment, is he?
No, he's grown up. He's a full grown up.
They're treating him like a grown up, and I'm like, if you are in F1, therefore I feel like you should be treated like a grown up.
Yeah, no, I hear you. And
I don't think they're treating Kimi like a grown up.
Yeah, it's really interesting. I have been trying to think about this since you mentioned it to me. Don't know what else to say. I might have to think about it.
No, I think we just keep revisiting it because it's like I also want to be really clear. I love Kimi.
Oh yeah.
I just think I have a bit of a problem with the way that he's being marketed to the world. Maybe.
Yep.
Because I'm like, well, it just taints the pole because I feel like in some way he's being gifted it.
Yeah, but he totally hasn't. But I know
totally
what you mean.
hasn't.
Yeah. Oh, it's so interesting.
It's quite an easy challenge after the camera. Exactly.
No, it could be.
And then afterwards it starts getting a bit more tricky. So that's...
We need to frame him in this way because it's really marketable. And then he's going to become like a young hero.
Yeah.
Oh, so interesting.
But it's like with the Isaac Hadjar situation, it's like, he's being labeled a hothead and like obviously I'm like he shoot him away and stuff, but it's like he's allowed to be upset.
Yeah. No, I do think you shouldn't probably maybe go up to someone in the car, or it's a quick like we'll chat later, it's like not like the time for conversation.
And there has been no commentary about like Kimi doing the wrong thing. So it's like, oh, he's so young, he just doesn't know these things. Or it's like, I can't believe Isaac would do that to him. And it's like, we're allowed to have like
feelings.
Feedback.
Yeah. 100%.
Like if Arvid had done the same thing, we're not having the same conversation.
That's true.
And that Arvid is younger. There are so many other people on the grid. We're talking like Ollie Behrman and all these other rookies that have come in and they are not getting the same treatment.
Yeah, it's true.
Every time Kimi like, screws up or whatever, we're not talking like, oh, we're going to get rid of him. Like, he's a shit driver like we do for every other rookie. Anyway.
Maybe they just do things different at Mercedes. I don't know.
And it could come down to the marketing and stuff, like, because I don't even know if it's the like Mercedes can do what they want with their drivers. I just think the whole narrative around Kimi is just very much like he's a baby, and it's like,
nah, totally.
You can't have a baby in Formula One. I'm sorry.
Nah, totally. So interesting. We'll circle back.
Yeah, 100%.
When I have more thoughts, but that was fun.
Yeah, that was good. The only other thing that I wanted to put into the universe before we move on is I have a semi-conspiracy theory that I hope takes off.
Okay.
Obviously Ollie Behrman is doing so well at the moment.
Yeah.
He is
killing it.
He's killing it. He's constantly outperforming Esteban Ocon. He just looks beautiful in the car.
Yeah. He's so amazing.
And Jack Doohan is the reserve driver for Haas this year.
Yep.
And I have a feeling that Esteban is starting to self-implode.
Whoa.
And I thought this before he crashed into
yeah.
Franco Colapinto in the race.
Oh, that was sad.
So sad.
Yeah.
And I think it even more now.
Yeah.
But I'm like, if Esteban continues on this like trajectory, he's the season driver. He's supposed to be the number one driver, and Ollie is like very clearly outperforming him at the moment.
Yeah.
Does Esteban move on next year and Jack Doohan takes the seat?
I wonder. It would definitely be an end of season thing.
I don't think they'll do it beforehand.
Haas is not about that game, I don't think.
No.
I think they keep people in.
Yeah.
But that is super interesting because, Jack has been coming across as quite confident as well, which is really nice to see. Like he seems like really happy where he is at the moment, which is really nice because I feel like he had a really awful season last year. It was not really very nice to see. So maybe he feels that in his waters too because he's been really happy, which has been so nice to see. That would be fun. I wouldn't be against that, to have another Aussie on the grid. And I feel like maybe Haas could nurture his talent a little bit.
I think so.
However, they would then have two like quite young, semi-inexperienced drivers on their team. But it just depends how well Ollie performs this year. Because if he really grows, then next year will be his third season. And, he'll have a little bit more confidence behind him.
I think this only happens if that chasm opens. You know,
Yeah,
like they're only
yeah.
like Esteban is only going to lose his confidence that much if
Yeah.
the chasm opens.
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, well, Ollie is performing so well. He's basically a shoo-in for that Ferrari seat when
Yeah.
Lewis retires.
Yeah.
So we're happy with him,
Mm.
and then they can pull Jack in. But
Yeah.
I think either way,
That's
it only
fine.
happens if Esteban falls off,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
he's starting to, right? Because
Yeah.
he's starting to, and I guess he can also like pull himself back maybe
Absolutely.
eventually. Like,
Yep.
but he's grappling with it at the moment, I feel.
So interesting.
yeah.
I like that, Zoe. That's
Thank
quite
you.
fun. That's quite fun.
All right. We need to talk about our general feelings for Quali. Like, how did you feel? You've already kind of touched on it.
Quite fun.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah. I think it was good.
Yep. 100%. God, I can't believe we haven't even got to the race yet.
I know. Okay. Let's
God.
get into it. Okay.
Well.
Hit us. Where would you like to start with the race?
My God. So I was absolutely fuming before the race had even started because there were so many cars
Yeah.
that weren't even going to start.
Yeah.
2 of them being the McLarens, which is absolutely ridiculous.
For 2 different issues.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
Oscar hasn't even done any laps in a race this year. You
Yeah.
are killing me.
Yeah.
Oscar is going to be so far behind all the other drivers because he has no data and no experience in this new car.
Mhm.
Like he does, but like
with the sprint. But
with
yeah.
the sprint and qualifying, but he doesn't have that race experience and he hasn't been able to feel how the car carries itself through an entire race.
Yeah.
So I was fuming because obviously like we want to see our Aussie like get out there. Can't even start.
Yeah.
Are you kidding?
It was crazy.
Horrific.
Genuinely horrific.
Yeah.
So yeah, they had 2 different electrical issues with the power unit. So it's like a Mercedes issue, not a McLaren issue, which is kind of funny.
No good.
But yeah, like it's going to be really interesting because obviously now we've had the Saudi and the Bahrain races cancelled.
Yeah, we haven't even talked about that yet.
Yeah, which we'll get to.
Yeah.
But so like obviously with them being cancelled, like we don't have another race after Japan until Miami, and that's basically 3 races over the next 10 weeks.
No good. I'm not happy about it.
It's crazy.
I mean, anyway, I need to calm down about Oscar and Lando and McLaren, but geez, that's not
It's
good.
just
And it was just like horrible to like see Max's car is being fixed on the grid. Bortoletto didn't start, like Alex not starting. So it started with like 18 drivers.
Yep.
I'm like, what is going on? Like this is not an improvement. I know it's a start. And I know we have teething issues and blah, blah, blah. But it's just every time things change, it's supposed to be for the better. And this is really hurting me.
Yeah.
So
well,
I wasn't happy.
I just think it is crazy that we've gone from having like Max, Oscar, and Lando battling it out so much, mere months ago, to now having it where like Max is DNFing, like both the McLarens are not even starting, Max is qualifying like P8, ending up in P16, like off the sprint. And it's all just like,
everything is topsy-turvy.
Yeah.
That's for certain.
Yeah. I just feel like we're living in a alternate reality. And then, like we're talking about Haas and Alpine fighting it out in the top 10. Like I took some notes as we we're going through, and it's like Alpine is sitting in 5 and 6 on the 3rd lap of the race.
Yeah, it's nuts, right?
Isn't that crazy? Like there's no pit stops there. They're just literally legitimately in 5th and 6th place.
Yep.
Alpine.
And every single race start is like still a little bit hard for me to watch because I'm like, how is it like this? Like the start's my favorite part.
Yeah.
And you've just got like 3 or 4 cars that are just dead still and everyone behind them trying to zoom around them.
Yeah, it's so unsafe.
Yeah, sorry guys, I really need to just not get the wrong tone here. But
no, I think we can be critical of these regulations. I think it is really fun to watch.
Yeah.
But I find it hard because you just don't know who's actually doing better until they sail off.
Yeah, no, 100%. I suppose that probably leads us into the George Lewis Charles Lewis moment.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was a long way to say that.
No.
But that was, so Kimi sailed off and
he was gone.
lived his best life.
First win, beautiful.
Amazing.
Bellissimo.
Stunning.
Did I say that right?
That's beautiful, Zoe.
Oh, thank you.
Bellissimo.
Bellissimo.
No, beautiful. So he sails off, and then we've got this beautiful battle between these three, technically between these two, right? I was really, really loving it because seeing Lewis attack Charles and Charles attack back and then really going for it. We've got two cars side by side. We're going corner for corner. It's nice that the cars are smaller because they can fit, closer racing. It was really, really fun, right? And I was like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
This is what I'm here for.
Yeah.
Lewis is back.
Yeah.
I love Ferrari. I was living my best life, right? And then it's all over because George just has extra battery because he's been waiting behind and overtakes him.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, it kind of like ruins it a little bit for me.
It does. Yeah. Well, they're not actually able to race, like there's no racecraft there.
Yeah, because Lewis has essentially sacrificed his position because he went for it and wanted to have fun racing. But then in turn, he loses out because someone else has just been saving battery to get past.
Yeah.
So I do love the racing. It was really fun to see, blah, blah, blah. But then there's that little part of me that's like, ugh. But I have just been trying to let it go because I'm not going to enjoy it if I keep thinking like this, It's hard though.
This is the difference between you and me. I'll be holding on to it.
Yeah, you can't let it go.
But anyway.
Yeah, so I found that was like really interesting, and it's been like cool to chat with different people and like hear their opinions on all of it, because there is a lot of people that are like, yeah, it's so much fun, like they're overtaking each other, blah blah blah, but then there's heaps of people on the opposite side that are like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, I think I'm sitting in the place where I think it'll settle down within the first quarter.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't, then we can have that conversation, but I think the drivers will learn how to drive these cars.
Yeah.
Like we're seeing more racecraft, which is beautiful.
Yeah.
And I think that I still hate it.
Yeah.
But I think they will work out how to deal with it and it will get better.
I think so. And at least we're just going to see overtakes at different parts of the track, than we have before with DRS.
Yeah.
And this is the same conversation that happened with DRS all those years ago. Like people didn't like that either, and it kind of ironed itself out.
Yeah.
So I'm really hoping we can just settle in and it'll get better.
Yeah.
And I suppose while we're in the realm of talking about these guys, I want to talk about George for a quick second, because when I was watching, I kind of felt like George was almost losing himself.
It seems like that.
The one comment that made me start looking at him was when he was like, a one-stop is going to be tricky today, which for me, I was like, that's crazy coming from the one-stop king. He loves a one-stop. He can always make it happen. He's really good at it. So I was like, oh, that was like my first little inkling of like, oh, George is like struggling a little bit.
He was rattled that Kimi had the better of him, I thought.
Yeah.
All weekend, like Lewis was giving him so much more because obviously it was like the three of them.
Yeah.
Like Lewis, George and Kimi after quali and then also after the race. And Lewis was so much happier for him than George was. It was wild.
Yeah, George was just acting a little bit funny. I don't know whether he was a bit rattled or like he just was disappointed with his performance or like what it was. I don't know.
Yeah.
So yeah, he just seemed like rattled and not on his game as usual, which I just thought was interesting. Not saying that he didn't perform or anything, because he certainly did.
Yeah.
But I just thought it was like he had a different attitude than usual.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah.
So the other thing that happened in the race was like my worlds kind of collided. I'm a Collingwood supporter, which is a beautiful thing, everybody. And the commentators were talking about the pies like during the race.
So
it was like
funny.
lap 22, 23.
Yeah.
And I just text Remii being like, did you hear that? They said go pies. I was like, what am I, like my two very separate worlds. And then they just collide.
I did not hear this because it must have been at the same point that we were looking at Brody's phone at the F1 fantasy, and that I think maybe Max had crashed out at that point or something, because Brody was like, oh no, I actually don't have any points. And then Zoe's like, did you hear that? And I was like, no.
Crazy.
Oh, it's so funny. Two worlds collide.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
Oh, so funny.
Well, I think that about sums up the race, don't you think?
Yeah, I could just go on for like so long about that race because it was good. Like I really enjoyed it and settled into that one, and it was just so nice having my dinner and watching it.
Yeah,
like,
it was beautiful.
Such
it's
a treat.
So good when it's on that time.
We are so lucky when it's like that.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Actually, I have one more question for you.
Okay.
Well, two. We should do them both.
Okay.
What was your favorite battle of the race?
Has to be. There's no other choice.
Yeah.
It has to be Lewis and Charles.
100%.
Has to be.
Yep.
Amazing.
Agreed.
Beautiful.
And who did you think drove the best?
I actually think Lewis drove really, really well. I also want to say Ollie. I think he drove just phenomenally to finish where he did. It was really, really cool.
I'm telling you, he's going to get in Esteban's head.
Yeah, maybe you're
Watch
right.
this space.
Maybe you're right.
Yeah. But Lewis is mine. I think
Yep.
just if anybody takes one thing from this pod, it's like Lewis is fucking back.
He was so happy, guys. So happy.
Yep.
And I think to have that kind of raw emotion behind you can really propel you.
Yep.
And obviously he's feeling much more confident and happy in this car.
100%.
But he had fun.
Yeah.
And that's what we want too. We want them to have fun.
Yeah. 100%.
Oh, I have so many emotions after this race. This is actually wild.
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
All right, Remy, do you want to talk us through Academy?
Yeah. So, guys, we had our first race back with Academy for the season, which is so exciting. So we only have 6 returning drivers this season as well, and the rest are rookies. So it's a huge rookie grid this year. And we had a lot of wild cards from last year because you obviously, well, actually you guys might not know, but every single race we have one wild card entry.
Yep.
They get to do one race. And we had a few of those come into the season permanently, which is really, really cool. So they proved themselves and they've got in, which is awesome. I wanted to talk about the liveries really quickly as well because the liveries every single year in F1 Academy are so good.
Yeah, they're amazing.
They have the Sephora car this year as well, which is amazing. They've come on as a sponsor. It's huge, 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 huge.
Yep.
So everything, I just love F1 Academy so much. We don't have any Aussies in this year. So
sad.
I was trying to figure out how I'm going to like angle it this season, I guess, to chat about it. And I'm just going to give you guys the facts basically.
Yeah, I think that's great.
I guess I should say how it works again if you guys aren't familiar with F1 Academy.
Yep.
But they have their practice session and then when they have their qualifying, where they qualify the top 10, race 1 that they have is a reverse grid. So it gives the middle of the pack runners like a chance to have a go at the front and really race it out and potentially get a win. And though that race is worth, I think it's half the points, so a bit less. So it kind of, just gives more opportunity, which I think is fantastic.
Yep.
And then they have race 2, which is the full points, and it's like as you qualified. So they had lots of racing over the weekend, which is amazing. I watched race 1 and 2 and qualifying, which was a lot of fun. We actually had in race 1, Alba Larson lost her front wing.
Oh, shit.
Because she had an accident and she like dropped so many places, but I was like, damn, because she was doing really well.
Yeah.
So that was like exciting and like sad to see at the same time. And then in lap 10 of race 1, you guys have to go back and watch it. There was so many good overtakes. It was it was really, really fun.
Good.
And so in race 1, we had Nina Gaidman when she won, which was really, really exciting. I love to see that for her. And in race 2, it was so intense because we had a safety car, which kind of like obviously slowed everyone down, brought everyone together, and we had a race restart, which meant that Ebba Feldermeyer could take the win, which was really, really exciting in race 2. So I was trying to, figure out who I thought was going to take the W this year. And I feel like maybe Ella Lloyd or Emma Feldermeyer.
I'm going for Ella Lloyd.
You are? Yeah. I really feel like she's going to get it this year. So I'm really, really excited to like watch how it all plays out.
Yeah.
They had some really, really good radios as well, which I have a couple written down. There was a great radio from Palmowski. She was like, Feldermeyer is quicker than Alba as well. So they will fight. I will try and pick up the pieces. And then they replied and said, be clever with your decisions, but race hard with her, okay? And I love how she's
that's beautiful.
It was so beautiful. And I love how like already in this very, very first race, they're being so strategic and like they're waiting for them to play it out and they're just going to swoop in. So that was one of my favorite radios.
Beautiful.
But yeah, it was just really exciting to see Feldermeyer win. She was very emotional and it was her first time like winning the main race, which was really exciting. So great points.
Great.
I loved the racing this weekend, guys. There's so many ways that you can watch it as well. They have highlights on YouTube. You can watch it on KO. They stream it as well on YouTube Live, I'm pretty sure. So it's like really, really accessible. I want everyone to go and watch because it's so great. Like I just love the racing and they have so many rookies this year. It's making it really, really interesting. So watch this space. We are missing out on a F1 Academy race, but it potentially might be rescheduled.
We'll just have to wait and see.
We just have to wait and see. So the next round, obviously it was supposed to be in Saudi Arabia, but it is not. The next round, it's probably going to be in Montreal in Canada, which should be really good. So
hopefully they can put like an extra race on because of it.
I really, really hope so. I am really excited that they're racing in Austin as well because obviously that's famously one of my favorite tracks.
Yeah.
So I'm
Who
really
would have
excited about that.
thought?
And they're going to Silverstone, which is like epic.
That is really
that's
cool.
so iconic. So yeah, hopefully we do get one more race in there because they obviously only get so many a season.
Yep.
So, and I was saying, I really, really want F1 Academy to come to Australia. I'm like really, really vying for it. But then I was like, the weekend already is so jam-packed.
There's no room.
I don't think there's room, which is really, really sad because I want to see it.
It is really sad.
So who are we going to have to sacrifice so I can see it?
Well, there isn't. Yeah, I don't know.
There's no room. I was at the track until like 7:30, 8 o'clock on Saturday when we were at the AusGP.
There's no room.
It's a jam-packed day, guys.
Yeah.
So I'm still going to fight for it every year. But anyway, F1 Academy, unbelievable. Great racing. Can't wait for it to come back. I think it's going to go down to the wire again this year like I did last year.
Beautiful. I can't wait.
So really, really exciting.
Yay.
Yeah. And now it is time for a radio check.
Yay.
Yay.
Beautiful. Okay, I'm going first this week because I let you go first last week.
Yep.
The infamous Bono and Kimi montage thing.
Oh, yes.
Whatever I'm trying to say. When Kimi won. Bono went, "Yes, my son." And then Kimi goes, "We did it, my man." And then Bono goes, "You'll remember this forever, my man."
Oh,
it was so cute.
It's so nice. Yeah. Oh my God. I had one of George's, getting a bit frustrated moments.
Mm-hmm.
He said, "Man, they're just fast in all the right places."
Yeah, that was funny.
I was like, they're getting to him.
Talking about Ferrari, yeah.
Yep.
I had another one from Bono when Kimi made a mistake, 3 laps to go, and he goes,
"Oh yeah,
3 laps to go, let's get this thing home." And I was like, Bono's so good at his job.
So good. Yeah, that was really scary as well, like his little slip. And he lost like 2 seconds and I was like, oh my God, keep it together, Kimi, keep it together.
Yeah.
I had so many ones from George this weekend, which is actually hilarious.
That's so funny.
In Q2, when his car wasn't working and they were like, "It looks all right now," he goes, "It's not." And I was like, oh my God, the sass.
Yeah. I had one from Charles as well after his battle with Lewis in the race, and he goes, "This is actually quite a fun battle." And then his race engineer goes, "I'm glad."
It's so nice
so
to
wholesome.
hear.
Yeah.
I'm just really realizing all of mine are from George. And I've done them backwards, but he says, "Something is not right with the car. I've got major understeer. Box to check the car." And I'm like, you tell him, George.
You tell him, baby.
You fucking tell him.
I have another one from Carlos. This is after he qualified 17th. He goes, "That was a good lap." And then James Vowles goes, "It was a good lap, Carlos. That's all the car has in it. Let's come back and have a look at what we can do for tomorrow." And then Carlos goes, "Thank you."
Aww.
He's really losing the will.
Oh, that's so sad.
Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah.
My heart.
Yeah.
I don't have any more.
Okay, well, I have one more,
Please.
but it's just Toto Wolff because it wasn't actually a radio, but I'm chucking it in here.
Yep,
he was basically like, "I actually thought for a moment that we have 3 cars, first, second, and third. I need to get used to it." So cute.
It was so nice.
Yeah.
There couldn't have been a better podium, really. It was
just... will go down in history.
It was really, really special, honestly.
Yeah.
So special.
All right. Now we move into the tea segment, which is my second favorite segment.
Oh.
I really have I just run at it at the end of the episode because I'm like, we have tea, which is fucking amazing.
Yes,
and then we move into by the numbers and it's I'm really
she's in her element.
I am. So this is a very meaty section. So everybody bear with me because there's a lot happening, but it's all really good shit. Okay. So one that I forgot to cover after the AusGP was that Checo Perez and Liam Lawson are feuding again.
Ooh, the girls are fighting.
The girls are fighting again. And obviously, famously, when Checo was driving for Red Bull, Liam was driving for Racing Bulls, they had a few incidents in Mexico and stuff where they were battling and Liam gave him the fingers and it was just all no good.
Yeah.
So this is the first time they've been back on track together, obviously.
Oh my God.
And they had an incident during the race in Australia. And basically Liam afterwards goes, 2 years later he hasn't gotten over it. So he was fighting me like it was for the world championship and we're battling for 16th position.
Oh my God.
And then Checo goes, "For me, it's just about racing and it was a bit of fun. That's all there is to it. I was in a much slower car, so I think it's fine to race."
Oh my God, that's so funny. I didn't even know that they were fighting again. Damn.
Oh dear. So there's a bit of drama going around because basically all the Mercedes customer teams are unhappy with Mercedes.
Yep.
So there was a kind of like an article that came out after we'd recorded the pod last week, and Andrea Stella from McLaren had given, he's a team principal there just in case, cover all bases, had given some scathing quotes on how Mercedes were treating them.
Ooh.
So he basically expressed his frustration over the limited engine information coming from Mercedes, saying that McLaren is forced to run the car and react to the data instead of being able to simulate and properly predict how it was going to behave on the track.
Oh.
And so the direct quotes were essentially the discussion with HPP, which stands for Mercedes High Performance Powertrains, about having more information has been going on for weeks, because even in testing, we were pretty much going out on track, running the car, looking at the data. Oh, that's what we have. Good. Now we react to what we have. That's not how you work in Formula One. In Formula One, what happens on the track, you simulate. You know what's happening. You know what you're programming. You know how the car is going to behave. So I have to say, since we are a customer team of Mercedes, this is the first time that I feel we are on the back foot when it comes to the ability to predict how the car will behave and the ability to anticipate how we can improve the car.
Damn.
Which is interesting because you're obviously seeing that on track, right?
Yeah.
James Vowles, who is also, Williams team principal, another Mercedes customer, says, it took a qualifying for us to really see how off the pace we are. In that regard, that's probably 0.3 of deficit on the engine side, something in that ballpark. He basically said that there is not a free flow of information being made available to customers. He said it's not an open door, as you would imagine, because that's where their performance is found. So it is down to us to try and work around it. We have to acknowledge that we, as Williams, do not have the sophistication that they have, and there are other technologies, and that's definitely on us. I would say the converse is that there is some inherent knowledge that they have that we don't, and that's down to us to figure out.
Okay.
Interesting, right?
Very interesting.
And then Toto basically was asked about this, and he said that they can't make everyone happy. And yeah, that was it.
Oh, that's so funny. Well, we can't please everyone.
Yeah.
And moving on.
Pretty much.
Oh, that's so interesting.
Yeah. So the teams are not happy. The girls are fighting.
God, not good. I know Mercedes is really at the center of it all, to be fair.
Yeah.
So
because they're obviously doing so well. And they're obviously not really like sharing information as they may have in the past, which I find interesting.
Very interesting. Oh, it's all changed now, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Interesting.
There was some really good quotes from George Russell after the OsGP that I kept out because I thought they were AI, to be honest, but turned out that they were true.
Yeah.
So George had said after the race, I'm flying with Lewis, so I'm sure I'm going to hear about your engine's so good, your compression ratio is illegal and this and that. So yeah, I think I'll just try and get to sleep early. I'll just say shut up and focus on your own stuff.
So funny.
Lewis was then asked about this in China.
Yeah.
And he goes, so the interviewer basically asked, what do you think their advantage is? And Lewis goes, difficult to say. I mean, I don't have all the information, so I don't really know too much. But of course, I asked him about the engine. And yeah, I assume they could be more efficient. Maybe they are able to charge more. Maybe they have more crank power. And yeah, basically just so kind of admitted to the fact that he asked him on the plane.
Oh
so
my
I thought
God,
that was pretty
funny. I was texting Zoe and I was like, what is the go with the Mercedes engine? Like, do they have to change it? Are they going to get in trouble? Blah, blah, blah.
They do have to change it. Yeah.
Good. Yeah. I reckon.
Yeah. They have to change it.
I'm in two minds still because I do love that they were cheeky and like figured it out. But I'm like, anyway, we've had enough fun.
Yeah.
Go and fix your problems.
Yeah. Yeah. So the next one is the start issue.
Okay, here we go.
So this is another meaty one, but essentially George is unhappy and I'm back off him actually this week, which is funny.
We flip-flop.
We do. Yeah. So all of the teams are reportedly calling for more changes to the race start procedures. We're obviously seeing a lot of people struggle. Ferrari raised these issues like last year.
So long ago.
So when they were looking at the rules and everything, they knew that this was going to happen, that everyone was going to have poor starts due to like the battery issues and things like that.
Yeah.
And they were ignored. So basically they've gone and adapted their engine to have lower turbo. They've designed the car around it to combat it so that they can take off really quickly. And now everybody wants to change the start procedures.
Yeah.
And so they're like, no,
everybody
knew.
out.
We called this out.
Yeah.
Like, no. And so, yeah, they're blocking it. Lewis has been asked about it and he was like, there's obviously a group chat, but I haven't caught up with the group chat, so I'm not really sure what they're all saying on it, which is so funny.
Oh my God.
But George had these quotes to say.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, sometimes when you're trying to make changes for the good of the sport,
Oh, here we go.
mate, you've got an illegal car. Anyway,
Oh my God, so funny.
if a team has a competitive edge, like Ferrari, like
Oh
can
my
you look at a mirror? I
God.
can't deal.
That's so funny.
Like Ferrari at the moment with the race starts, they wouldn't wish to see anything changing. I think half the grid got caught out by a quirk in the rules and for the race start in Melbourne. The FIA was looking to potentially adjust that, but as you can imagine, some teams who were making good starts didn't want it, which I think is just a bit silly. Now all the teams know the problem will just drive around it. Could he be any more hypocritical if he tried?
That's so funny coming from him. It's like, oh yeah, but we have an illegal engine, but we're not going to talk about it.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah,
That's
isn't
great.
it so funny?
Oh my God.
It's like, George, shut the fuck up. Like,
that is so funny.
it's exactly the same situation that you're in.
Oh, and you know what? I'm happy for Ferrari because I have had nothing ever. Is what
And
it
also
feels
they
like.
knew that this was going to happen, which is why they
called it
worked
early.
around it. They shouldn't
Yeah.
be punished for that.
No, because that's not cheating at all. They just knew,
They knew
what
that
was
that was
going to
gonna
happen,
happen.
and they've built their car for
And
it.
they raised the concerns back then and everyone ignored them. So
No.
like, why are you going to punish them now?
Nah,
Anyway.
that's no loophole shit. They've figured it out.
Yeah, 100%.
Interesting.
James Vowles is a messy king once
Oh.
again. So he has been going on and on. But basically, obviously, Williams failed their crash testing earlier on in the season, and so they've had to pile a whole lot more weight onto the car to get it to be compliant to be able to race it, and that's the whole problem.
Yep.
That's why it's so slow.
The overweight Williams.
The overweight Williams. So in the past, James Vowles has said that the reports of the car being overweight by 30 kgs were greatly exaggerated. How many?
How many is it? 28 kilos. Dude, that's not outrageous at all.
Greatly exaggerated, Remy.
Oh my God.
What
2
the
kgs.
hell?
That's funny.
Um,
I'm really feeling for Williams right now. I can't believe how on board with them I was last year
Yeah.
going into this year.
I know.
And how off them I could be right now.
I know. It's crazy. Basically, the word on the street is that Mercedes is also still covering more pace. Lewis said, I was with Mercedes for a long time, so I know how it works. In qualifying, they have another mode that they're able to go, but like party mode. And once they get to Q2, they switch that on. But basically, the whole vibe is that like George is taking it so easy. That's why he's not making mistakes. They've still got more to give, which I think will be really interesting to see.
Oh, I never even thought that Lewis knows the inside scoop.
Yeah.
Duh. That's crazy.
2 more. The FIA president basically has said that he sees a Chinese team entering F1 and he thinks that it's going to be BYD, which
Yep.
I think is really interesting.
It makes sense if we're going more like power electrical. That's what they do. So
Yeah.
it makes sense.
And also, this is really interesting quotes, last one, around Q3, because you've obviously just said that you had a great experience with Q3 this week.
Yeah.
But there's a huge sentiment online that we're not seeing drivers push the cars to the limit anymore. So like a la Charles and Max. And I do agree with this. I think both things can be true.
For sure.
I think it was really interesting Q3, but I don't think we're
Yes.
seeing people push the car to the limit
I
anymore.
agree. Yes.
But Charles said, the cars are very strange in qualifying because I felt like in past one of my strengths coming into Q3, it was just taking massive risks to get something out and getting something more. And now when you do that, which I did yesterday, you start confusing the engine side of things and you start losing a lot more than what you gain. So consistency pays off.
Yeah.
And today I found like I found my rhythm from Q1 to Q3, which is a bit less exciting for Q3 when you're in the car because you can't push like you want. At the end of the day, it paid off because I'm closer to the guys in front. But it was not a crazy lap, unfortunately, but you can't really achieve that anymore.
Yep. No, I 100% agree, especially with this whole situation of them having to slow down at the end of the straight.
Yeah.
It's just a bit ridiculous, and I want to see them go faster, not slower. So, that's fair comments, I think.
Yeah.
So, all as I have for us, I do have a funny one that I'm going to play some audio for out of my phone at the end.
Ooh.
If that works.
Yeah.
But I just kind of wanted to have a bit of an open discussion with you about how F1 is censoring what's going on basically with the drivers, because obviously the drivers are kind of vocal about how they're unhappy with how, the new regulations are going.
Yeah.
And F1 TV are basically like censoring some of the things, like editing out, should I say, some of the things that the drivers were saying. So Max made a comment about the cars and he said, I swapped my simulator for a Nintendo Switch, practicing a bit of Mario Kart, actually finding the mushrooms is going quite well. The blue shell is a bit more difficult, but I'm working it out. And F1 edited it out of the broadcast.
I just think it's such a weird decision to make.
It's really weird that this is the hill they're dying on.
Yeah.
Like this is what they want to cover up. They don't want to help drivers, you know, when they're getting death threats and, you know, having
you're so right.
problems online. But they're happy to, you know, cover their own ass when things aren't quite going well.
Yeah.
So I found that like really, really interesting. So Max also said on the 2026 rules, some are happy with the rules because they're at the front. But on the other hand, you also have to think about the sport.
Yeah.
So Max is concerned. So yeah, and we have been seeing some other forms of like censorship, so to speak, because as I was just saying a second ago, like they're hiding the fact that the cars are slowing down at the end of the straights because they're basically essentially like freezing the top speed. So you can't see that they're like slowing down at the end. And then I also feel like they haven't made it very clear whatsoever. You know how they have the little graphics of the battery, like percentage going up and down, up and down.
Yeah.
It's not real.
No, it's just
obviously.
a model.
It's just an AI model because
Yeah.
like that's very sensitive information. Same as how they can't share like actual tire degradation and things like that. But they're not made it clear at all that the battery is just like this AI like, you know, graphic that they're putting on screen. So I feel like they're kind of hiding that as well to make it appear that we have this exact data and we can see exactly how much battery they have, blah, blah, blah.
I completely agree with you.
So I think it's just quite interesting to see it play out. And I hope things just get better, but the censorship is a bit scary. I think they were deleting comments as well.
I saw that. I was going to say that too. Yeah, I saw that.
It's a bit weird.
Stay tuned is all I have to say. Like, it's no good.
Yeah. Get your act together.
Yeah.
So I have a funny quote from Oliver Behrman as well, and I'm actually going to play it because I think it was just one of the funniest things I have seen. Ollie was in the media pit and he was talking about how he had that little incident with Isaac.
Yep.
And this is what he said.
That moment in lap 1?
Yeah, the moment where I almost killed him, to be honest. Sorry, that's not the word I was looking for. Damn, it was close.
He goes, fuck. Oh, damn, that's not the word I was looking for. Oh, damn, it was close.
He's unhinged. What the hell?
Oh, nobody ever give him any more media training because that is brilliant.
It was,
You hardly ever get to see the driver so raw. And I just thought that was really, really funny.
He just went for it. It's like, you can't say that.
Oh, I am obsessed with Ollie. He's
I love
absolutely
him so much.
fantastic. So because that genuinely would have been his gut reaction. It's like, oh, you mean like when I almost killed him? Like,
yeah.
Oh, shit, I shouldn't have said that. Kind of. Anyway, that's basically all I have for us.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we can move into my favorite segment now, by the numbers.
Oh, yeah.
The attendance at this Chinese Grand Prix was 230,000, a new record, which is beautifully exciting.
So good.
I have some cute stats. Well, that's not actually cute. I don't know why I said that. Basically, I have each driver's time since their last win.
Oh.
Yeah, on the current grid.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah, so obviously George Russell at this point it was a week. So funny.
Wow. Must be nice.
Max Verstappen 3 months.
Yeah, that feels weird.
Yeah, Lando Norris 4 months.
Yep.
Oscar Piastri 6 months.
6 months. Okay.
Carlos Sainz 1 year 4 months. Charles Leclerc 1 year 4 months.
Yeah.
Hamilton 1 year 7 months.
Yeah.
Sergio Perez 2 years 10 months.
Okay.
And then we jump up to Valtteri Bottas 4 years 5 months.
Oh.
Esteban Ocon 4 years 7 months.
Yeah.
Pierre Gasly 5 years 6 months.
5 years, 6 months.
And Fernando Alonso 12 years and 9 months.
Oh, God, that hurts.
Yeah.
That hurts.
The championship may have also been decided at the Chinese Grand Prix.
Oh,
so
my God.
Every driver who has won the China Grand Prix since 2014 has gone on to become the world champion of that season, except if they're Australian. So the only 2 exceptions were Oscar Piastri and Daniel Ricciardo.
Oh, that hurts, Zoe. Why did you have
know.
to tell us that?
But maybe does that mean that Kimi's going to win the championship? Because there is a stat for everything.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's fucking go.
So I have the results of the most recent world championships. Well, sorry, the results of the most recent world champions.
Yes.
On their first race using the number 1. So Lando Norris got P5. Max was a DNF.
Ah.
Sebastian Vettel was a P1. Jenson Button was a P7. Lewis Hamilton.
I thought you were going to say Lewis Lamington. Sorry.
was disqualified.
Oh,
Yeah, Kimi Raikkonen DNF'd and Fernando Alonso and Michael Schumacher P1.
That's crazy.
Yeah, isn't that interesting?
That's a really widespread.
Yeah. Max was P9 in the sprint this weekend and he's never finished outside of the points before in a sprint.
Wow. Never. Wow.
Yeah.
I also love how like sprints don't count. Like I love how they're like not included in so many stats. It's
Isn't
still a
that
race,
crazy?
but it is quite funny.
And we talked about it before, but there is only 3 races over the next 10 weeks.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
That is nuts.
Yeah.
You know something else we forgot to really, really, really quickly talk about because I
What?
know we've been recording for a while. Did you see when Kimi went on the podium that they said and
Kimi Raikkonen?
What the hell?
What was that? Did somebody think that was funny? Because it wasn't funny. Don't ruin his moment.
It was not funny. It ruined his moment. I actually didn't realize as it was happening because I was too busy screaming at the TV.
Yeah.
What's that, Kimi? I was like yelling at the TV.
no.
My mum actually texted me the lyrics, like all the words should I say for the Italian national anthem.
That's
She's like,
so
get
funny.
prepared, everyone. So I was too busy screaming at
Yep.
the TV. I didn't hear it happen. And then again, I thought it was AI. So many things this season I've thought was AI,
It's
guys.
just hard because I think AI is taking over.
I'm
and it's
becoming a reverse
scary.
boomer.
Yeah.
I just think everything is AI now.
Well,
Nothing's real.
It's a terrifying world out there.
Oh God. Anyway, that was crazy. Anyway, I digress. Sorry.
No,
Derailed
you're
us.
okay. Do you want to give us your stat?
I had
You had a stat.
a stat. Where did I write the stat?
Well, you just put it in the chat, so I put it under your name.
Oh, where did
I put it. It's in the run sheet.
Oh, sorry guys. I did remember this. Somebody's so organized. She put my notes in for me.
100% I did, baby girl.
Gasly is now ahead of Max by 3-0 this season.
Isn't that wild?
Why are we comparing them? I know why. Because fucking Red Bull is no good.
It's
I'm sorry,
crazy.
but it's not good. It's not good.
crazy, crazy, crazy.
I'm really happy for Gasly though, because I like low-key love Gasly. So
yeah.
like I'm really happy for him. Great to see him doing well in the points.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just literally insane.
Yeah, it's really wild.
Yeah, insane.
Okay, now we move around the apex. Japan is up next in a fortnight's time. The first Grand Prix here was in 1987.
Mhm.
The track length is 5.807 kilometers. Suzuka is the only figure 8 track on the F1 calendar. And what else can I tell you? The most pole positions here was Michael Schumacher, and the most wins is Michael Schumacher. So not a Lewis Hamilton track, it seems.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'm actually really, 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 really trying to go to the Suzuka circuit.
Yeah, you need to go.
Yes, I'm going to Japan in August, guys, and I really, really am trying to put it into our itinerary because
Beautiful.
it's
You need
just
to do a lap around there if you can.
Yeah, you can do some kind of driving on it. I don't know if it's like a go-kart on the track next to it or like exactly
Yeah.
what it is.
Yeah.
But it has just been my most like special track in my mind ever since I was little. Like I've always wanted to go there, and I don't know what it is about this track, but it is so special to me for some reason.
You need
So
to go.
I'm really going to try and go. So
Beautiful.
yeah, look forward to that content.
Yeah. Good. Okay, so now we can talk about our predictions.
Yeah.
So let me remind you, I said Lewis P1, George P2, Charles P3. And you said Max P1, George P2, Lewis P3.
Yeah, I did.
So you get 2 points.
Yes, come
and
on.
I get 1 point.
Come on.
So
let's go.
yeah, so Remy now leads, which is beautiful
I do.
and exciting.
Yes, I do. Let's go.
Yeah.
So did I lead it all last year? I don't think I did.
don't think so.
No,
So this is great.
This is great for me.
Talk to me.
Jeez.
What's your podium this week?
I like desperately want to put Max on there, but I just think it's too risque.
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah.
Can't put
That's
Oscar
fair.
on there. Too risque.
I think so.
So
Well, you're probably going to take this really seriously now that you're ahead. Anyway.
no. I'm not taking it seriously at all. I think P1. I
Yep.
think Charles has it in him.
Okay.
I think he's going to go really
Okay,
well
cool.
here. I know that Max had a really good time here last year, though. I'm not putting him on there. I don't think I can risk it.
It's up to you.
Nah.
Okay.
I also think that George has to be up there because he's doing so well. So I'm going to say he's P2. And I think something might happen to Kimi. So I'm going to say that it's Lewis in P3 again.
All right. Cool.
Bit crazy.
No, I don't think that's crazy at all.
Okay. What are you going to hit us with, Zoe?
I think George is going to come P1
Okay.
because I think he's just going to have a moment where
Okay. That's fine.
and I think Kimi will be P2 and I think it'll be Lewis P3.
Nice. Another double Mercedes
Yeah.
lockout. Okay.
I think so.
Okay. I don't know like what's going to happen. It's still a bit hard to say at the start.
Yeah.
So I just want to see them two McLarens out there together.
I know.
Like, I'm really happy
Oh.
that Ferrari's doing well, though. I've never been happier.
Yeah. I just want Oscar to finish a race. That would be nice.
I know that would be like really, really good to see, but
Yeah.
we'll just see what happens.
Yeah.
Also, before we forget, guys, it's our 1 year birthday.
I was going to get party poppers and I fucking forgot.
It's fine. I can put the sound. Nah, I can't be bothered putting the sound in.
I'll get them. I'll get them next time.
But it's so exciting.
Yeah,
So
happy
the
1 year.
happy 1 year
Anniversary.
It's our anniversary. So our first race debrief that we ever did was for the Chinese GP. So we did have an episode before that, which you got to know us.
Mhm.
And then our first official episode was that one.
Yeah.
Because we decided not to do an Australian episode because it had already been like a week or something by the time we decided. So really special.
So
I've been
special.
doing this for a whole season, really.
Love ya.
Love ya. Like so special.
So special.
Oh, I really can't believe it. Like
I know.
we
Isn't
did
it
the damn
crazy?
thing.
We did the damn thing.
Yeah, we're in our second season.
Yeah.
It's really exciting.
It is.
Lots of things coming. We had a beautiful rebrand at the start of the year in celebration.
Yep.
So
It'll be good. And
Yeah.
I think what we'll do is we'll cut up some of the older
we should.
episodes and redo them, re-record them. So
Yep.
like the Meet the Drivers episode.
Yep.
Talking about us. Since we don't have any races in April now, and also some of our other, cool content that we've done, we can redo.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think because we did like a really cool drivers numbers episode, but there's like things to update since then, which we can do something on that. Like there's lots of fun little bits and pieces coming.
100%.
So if you enjoyed today's episode,
Yes.
please make sure you hit that little bell button on Spotify and whatever there is on Apple.
Yep.
I don't know what's on
The
there.
follow button, please.
The follow button. Yep, she knows.
button.
Where else can they find us, Zoe?
They can find us on TikTok,
Yes.
Instagram, YouTube. Did you say
Yes.
that? I don't
Nah,
know.
I usually do. I think I forgot.
Twitter, Pinterest,
Yeah.
at Pit Stop Procrastination.
Yes.
All the cool stuff happens over there, baby.
Absolutely. Yeah, make sure you check out the YouTube because we post the full videos.
Yes,
of us
absolutely.
yapping over there.
Yep.
You can see our beautiful studio.
Yep.
So, hi YouTube, as we do every week. But I hope you guys enjoyed this one.
Yes, absolutely. Sorry that it's meaty, but there was a lot to get through.
There's a lot.
Yeah.
That was good.
Yeah.
That was good.
That was
so
great.
we'll see you when we see you.
See you when you see you, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.